So the one thing is that I realized like halfway in that I didn't really do like an intro. I don't know
Oh,
if I should just VO that over or if I could just say some shit real fast.
yeah. What up, guys? What's like a
I
YouTuber intro?
I
We
don't
can
I
do
don't
it.
know. I was just gonna introduce myself because everyone knows who you are. Uh,
You
I
think
was
I'm
just
cool and popular?
I
I'm
think
so fun.
I mean, okay. Hi, my name's ScaredCrow, and I make, video games and shit, and do stuff for video games. Like, I'm a beta tester. Y'all don't know me for that. I think like over like 50% of my subs are from fucking just that one video. First things first, I would like to thank you for coming on. The year after the video is
Of
is
course.
pretty surreal. It's pretty funny. Um,
Hell
I
yeah.
I remember like I said that and I was like, it could happen, it could not. And then like 4 months, Creamcast 5 comes out and like it it was the context was very different, but you were like, I'm not coming on your interview, and I was like, oh, she's talking about me specifically.
No, 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 no.
And I
There are
felt
motherfuckers.
so bad.
Yeah, no. There are motherfuckers in like. It'll be like, hey, dude, I got a school project. Can I interview you? And I have to be the dick who's like, no, like I have things to do.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
no, with shit like that, it's like, yeah, I like interacting with people who like what I do. So like,
No, for sure.
you know,
I'd
it's a
also
no
like
brainer.
I'd like to congratulate you because when I first started listening to you, it was around when Creamcast 3 came out. You said you had like 31K monthly listeners and now you have 150K. That's that's pretty awesome. I can't lie.
Thank you,
It's cool to see you grow.
thank
Um
you. It's cool to see as well.
so yeah, I guess we'll just get started with some of the questions. The first one I think is the one that a lot of people might be thinking about is, how'd the Fentanyl collab, come together and what was it like working with her?
Okay, so I had this manager a while ago who also was managing Femtanyl at the time. Um and eventually things kind of like not fell out, but I just like I had like other options that were better for my like personal needs. So I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to get with this new manager guy, and my new manager's name is Jay. I love him dearly. Um but I realized I was like, oh wait, I still have like that kind of like connect with Noel. So I was like, let me let me just shoot them a DM, and I wasn't really thinking about it too much. And I was like, they'll probably just, I'll so I sent out like, hey, we should do a song. We should work on a song. And like she was just like, I was expecting her to be like, fuck out of here, you know? Cause like that does a lot more for like me in terms of like cool shit that my fans could see than like her, which I'm sure a lot of her fans have no idea who I am. Um there's a lot of overlap between our fan bases though. But um she responded and was just like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll totally do a song with you. And I was like, that is way more enthusiastic than I thought it was going to be. So
That's
way more,
that's awesome.
yeah.
I thought it was
She,
I thought it was kind of funny because it's like a full circle moment a little bit because I know you've seen Tanger's How to Make Fentanyl video and they
yeah,
used your tsundere vocals for that, and I thought that was
yeah,
like really really funny
hell
for
yeah.
a lot of people that might have seen that video or just might be like fans of both artists in general. Is that your most popular song right now, like that you've put out?
It's definitely up there. I think right now that and Acid Spit are like neck and neck. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
that's
But
sick.
I did have this other song I was featured on that hit like a mil or like 2 million or something. I don't
Mm,
really count that though, because like the guy who I got on the song with was like kind of a douchebag, and
sure.
also like that's not really my song. I just did a verse for it, so it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, I guess my next question is, what have you done that you're like the most proud of? Like, it doesn't have to be art or music, just like what are you proud of most that you've like made or created or done?
Um, I think just like building a fan base, like an actual like it's steady fan base that like comes back and looks at what I do. Cause like when I was like a child, I was putting out music to just kind of do it. Like I wasn't really thinking about what I was saying, what I was making. Um, and I still don't really, but like, um, I don't know. I always thought like nobody's gonna listen to this anyway. So it's like, fuck it, dude. I'll just put it out, and if people find it, they find it. A lot of people found it. Um, and I don't know, just having like an actual strong community with like a backbone. Like when like I got into like a couple like beefs with other rappers, and like they didn't fold. They were like, "We're standing on business. This is like our shit." And they were like, I don't know. It's just like that sense of community I think I'm most proud of with my music and stuff.
Yeah, you seem to have maybe one of the most dedicated fan bases of all time.
What is up there? Definitely. My fans are crazy. I love them though. They're dope. They pop out to everything. Like when I did that like show recently in Austin that you were at, um fucking like I had a fan walk up to me and they like cried. That's the first time I've ever experienced that ever. Um with anybody. Like just somebody like I didn't really know walking up to me and being like, "You changed my life," and like crying and being like, "I came
Mm,
out to like my parents because of you." Like I was like, "Bruh," like
yeah,
I
life
don't even
changer.
yeah. Like that shit is overwhelming, but in like a good way. It made me happy. I think about that very often.
Mm.
But yeah, I
So,
think that's
what's your favorite thing you've ever like said in a song?
oh fuck. Favorite bar. Damn. I got this one that's unreleased. I'd have to look at the lyric. Um, hold on. It's on like this crazy boom bap song where I'm like rapping my ass off. Um, I said, um, fucking Brokie lacking bitch, please. Oppa with the sticksies. Fit chain together. I be walking around with 6 C's. Might just make it 7. This 11 take you fish deep. I think that's my favorite lyric because it goes like, I be walking around with 6 C's, all Chanel. Um, or just 3 articles of Chanel clothing, and then, um, fucking might just make it 7, this 11 take you fish deep. It's like going from 6 to 7, but 7 seas like the ocean, and then this 11 take you fish deep like you're gonna swim with the fishes. I don't know, I think it's
Yeah,
clever. That's
I
the
think
I can't think of one off the top of my head, but it's definitely, it's just my favorite one I wrote recently. Made me
I think
happy.
that's definitely gas. I think like it's hard because you said a lot of shit, but I think like for sure I definitely think about like uh the ACAB. I might just call it ACAB. I love that one.
Yeah,
Uh
that was cool wordplay. I like that song.
but
Was
I
that
think that was
was
on
that
I
Transgender?
can't, yeah, I can't even say that. I can't even say the name of that song, but yeah.
What?
Fucking. So the next thing I had written down was, do you think that people compare you to other artists more than they compare other artists to other artists?
That's a good question. Yes, because I have okay, since I was very young doing music, I've made it apparent that I want to be good at kind of everything. Like I want to kind of put every genre into like a melting pot with my music. Um Not to like fuse it into one thing, but like more like just I have options to go to. Like I could go and make a regalia song, but also turn around and make a fucking crazy hyper pop track. Turn around and just rap some crazy grimy boom bap shit. Like fucking drop a pop Taylor Swift ass song. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I think with doing those genres and taking inspiration from so many different artists, a lot of people will compare me to just whoever is versatile. That's why, like, in the beginning, I got a bunch of, like, X clone, um, shit when, like, X was still popping. I think that was around the time he died, actually, rest in peace, but I was like, I don't know, like, back then, everyone was like, "You're a X clone if you yell on songs and you also sing." Um, but then kinda more into, like, 2020, 2021, everyone was like, "You're a little Darky clone,
Mhm.
if you sing and you do all this." And now I'm somehow starting to see people getting called Brokie clones, which is so full circle. It makes me feel good, but also fuck whoever's saying that. Just do what you want.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I definitely feel like I don't think I get it worse than anybody, but I definitely think that I get compared to a million different people. Um, Whereas most artists, I feel like could only be compared to, like, 1 or 2 artists at most. I'm compared to, like, 13 consistently. So it's like
Yeah, I'll say like I think there's a difference between like in your head being like, "Oh, this is similar to this guy I like," and then being like, "Hey man, I think you sound exactly like this other guy I like. I hope that makes you
yeah,
feel good." Like, no, because like the first song I ever heard from you was Up Now, and I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of like a little bit of like Sluts with Nuts by Lil Darky. And then I
mm,
heard every other song by you, and I'm like, this is not at all Lil Darky. It's just like a
yeah,
different person. And so it was weird coming back to that and seeing people say that you were like Little Darky, because I think the only thing you guys really have in common is that you both do a lot of different types of songs.
and we
Like,
both got annoying, high-pitched, nasally ass voices, but, like,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
really
I don't think it
like
really helped.
the versatility is the only thing I've really felt like is actually there. It's not like any of the songs you'll actually do are that similar, or really with any artist. Like, it's just weird to see.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I don't know. Josh is a really cool guy. I love that guy. Darky's awesome. He helped put a lot of things in perspective for me with, like, dealing with stress with music. Um, and also just, like, I don't know, just how to, like, keep my cool with shit, being really weird and, like, not a very human experience sometimes.
mhm.
Um, he, uh he's a good guy. A lot of people say really mean shit about him
Oh,
online,
I've
but
seen so I saw one like a while ago that I mean it made me laugh. It was like zero controversy, zero like abuse allegations, just straight
just
ass.
ass. Yeah, just straight ass.
And I mean like
I
that's
saw
like
that, I was
funny.
like, "Bro." Yeah,
I mean,
I
but
think
it's a little unwarranted, I think.
yeah, no, definitely. I think he's, like I don't know. Some of it is definitely warranted. He was kind of a dick and, like, 2020 with like at least
Hmm.
like he wasn't like a dick, but he was like a dick with kind of his attitude. And I think a
Sure.
lot of people saw that and also the shit he stood for the shit he stood for and kind of like disagreed with that. But him kind of being like fuck you, I think what I want definitely didn't help that. And I feel like a lot of people are very used to artists kind of conforming. Like fucking I don't know, someone will say something fucked up and then they'll drop a video where they're just like, "Guys, I am so sorry." And it's like so clear that their PR team just made them do it.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like removing that um will definitely get you in some hot water, but I feel like it's needed sometimes. But
Sure. And I
yeah.
mean, I know he's lost like a lot of different like people that were with him because I know, I mean, he was cool with Hive Mind, um, the musical channel, because that their most viewed video is a Little Dark music video. I
Oh,
don't know
I didn't
what
know.
happened. Like, the guy, one of the guys on the show, I'm pretty sure his name's Riley. He did like a lot of the visual effects or some shit for one of the songs, and they were cool. And some shit just happened. I literally have no clue, and no one talks like what. One time he was
I
asked
got
it,
no idea about none of that.
one time Lil Durky was asked, and he was like, "Don't talk about Hive Mind," and I'm like, "Damn, I don't know what the fuck went on there," but it seems like he burnt some bridges.
Yeah, it just sounds like stupid drama that happens with people. Yeah, it's just some dumb shit happens in the fucking in the scene all the time. Artists sometimes just like really don't get along with each other, and sometimes it's neither their fault. Sometimes it's one of their fault. Sometimes it's both of their fault. Um, fucking, I don't really know what happened, so I can't really give my 2 cents on anybody. But hell yeah,
yes.
don't
So
beef. Nobody
yeah,
cares about it.
just be kind to people, please. That's all we
Factual.
can ask. Um,
Cool.
so the next thought I had, this one pertains to my video a little bit, where I saw a lot of people were quite fond of your old songs. Do you think there's like contention among like your fans on what your best music is?
Yeah, there definitely is. I've had a lot of people be like, "You need to go back to the like no melody, like rap
Hmm.
stuff," or like I've seen a lot of people when I started doing the Shteppi shit. Not as much now since people love 20, but
Oh, it was so good. I just want to say that. It's fucking
thank
awesome.
thank you. Um, fucking what do you call it? Um, but yeah, with 20, like it opened a lot of more people up to Shteppi. At first, they were kind of like, "What the fuck is Brokie doing? What the fuck? What is this? So you're dropping fucking like shitty indie rock now? What is this? What?" Um, and then they just needed more context, and they were like, "Oh, I get it now. It's kind of just like its own thing away from this other thing that she does."
Hmm.
Um, but at first, a lot of fans were like, "I fucking hate the Shteppi shit. Go back to just Brokie." But then a lot of other fans were like, "I am kind of grown up out of Brokie. I don't know if I fuck with the no melody yelling shit anymore. I think you should expand." And like, obviously, I'm doing the latter, but like, there are a lot of fans that definitely do prefer like my like Freddie Dread, Lil Darky music, and I'm just like, that's cool, but like
I'm so
also
much more.
yeah, it's like I make this other stuff that I'm a lot more proud of that took me way longer.
Hmm.
um, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
People are gonna like.
I was definitely a day one Shteppi enjoyer. Like whenever the two-piece like song combination came out, I had that shit on loop. I was like, dude, this shit's so good. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
what was like I Hope You Fear Me? That shit was like my favorite shit ever for like a week.
I like
Um,
that song. That song's freaky.
but it's so funny because I love that and I love like a lot of your old stuff too. But I had a lot of comments on my video saying like Okay, I had like a 3 comment chain of people being like, "This is the worst list ever." That just happens. But I also had like 5 comments being like, "Dude, why would you slander Paper Stacker?" And I'm like, that song, I'm sorry, it's not all that.
No, dude. Say what you want about that song. Fuck that song.
Yeah.
That's that, bro. That is like that is the song where I'm like, say say what you want about that song. I don't care. Like that
Hmm.
song is like I made that in 5 minutes because me and my friends were laughing at the idea of a rapper who just like was just a genuinely like you know how rappers be horrible people talking about like how
Of
they like
course.
just misogynistic shit with women and stuff. I'm like, what if I just like was like beating up people's little brother?
Yeah. It's just
And my
like
friends were like, yeah,
I was just shocked by the amount of people that defended Paper Stacker. And I'm like, Come on, man. It's not that good." And
yeah,
like
man.
I
I
had
don't
other
even.
I had other people say like you should flip the C and the A tier. I'm like, okay, so you want to listen to like some of like the SoundCloud shit over like moi? Like that's kind of ridiculous to me, but whatever. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of shit with moi. I haven't even like gone back and re-listened to that album in forever. I should go do that. But like,
it's a good one because that was actually the first album you released when I was like first becoming a fan. Because obviously it's like, oh, you discover
ooh,
this new artist, all their shit, you listen to all their shit, and then Walk comes out, kind of like a really good like transitional album. I feel into like what you're doing like now. Like I feel like in a way it's kind of like the start of like the Shteppi era in some aspects. Um,
definitely.
B-side I preferred though. B-side is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I like the B side of the album. My bad. I like the B side of the album a lot more. Um, just because like, well, not a lot more, but I definitely do like it more because it's just it's more of like what I was actually going through during the headspace of making the tracks. Like
Hmm.
while I was like sitting there with moi, I was just like depressed about a girl. The B side is like me being very confrontational with like just that time period um of not only being depressed about a girl but being depressed about like losing friends and also like seeing a lot of changes in behavior as I'm getting older in like my friend groups and stuff. While also talking about fucking people's bitch and all that other
Of
fun
course.
rapping. Yeah.
I think for sure like Queen of Type Beats has to be like still one of my favorite songs by you. It's just like so good. Like I don't know, that like pocket you get in sometimes with like especially with some of the Colon 3 shit. I'm like, bro, that pocket's so good.
The more like Monty Booker type production.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
I like it a lot. Like I think it's very awesome and I was a big fan. But I have to ask, where did the catchphrase come from? And how many times do you think you've said, "Bitch, it's young Brokie," with optional, "I fuck on your bitch" tagged on?
okay. That's wild because I didn't even think people would notice that.
You didn't
Okay,
think
so
people would know? Okay, maybe I would notice
I
because
knew
I
people would
listened to
notice.
all 140 at the time and heard that shit at least like 40 times.
Okay. Okay, so with so I said bitches young brokey I fuck on your bitch kind of as a filler bar a lot.
Hmm.
And oh my god, that's so funny. Um I it started because um that girl that I was talking about on Moi was with this guy at the time who I didn't like, but she was into me, and then I actually like kind of this was like high school, so it's like whatever. But I ended up fucking his bitch or whatever, and I kind of just said it as like a joke um for a while, and then uh after that it was just like it became like an inside joke with me and my friends. Just how many times could I say "bitches young Brokie, I fuck on your bitch" before people would be like, they really like doing that, huh?
Yeah.
So like that's pretty much all it was. I'm so fucking happy that you actually like caught on to that. That makes me so happy.
I think the thing that got me the most like the most obvious thing was when you said, for some reason I'm blanking on the song, but it was whenever you returned to no melody, you said "Bitches Young Brokey, you know it's the slogan" or something along those lines, and I was like, I think you've said that like 3 times already. So yeah, you'd probably just say that a lot. And I heard it like passively. But I thought it was a hilarious thing to repeat. I know you have like some unreleased shit where or unreleased as in like you retracted it where you said it a
Yeah.
lot as well. I haven't really listened to any of that shit personally because I don't really care to, knowing that you don't want people to listen to it.
I mean, it's like, look, here's how I feel about that kind of stuff. With music, I feel like it's very much an outlet for me, and it always has been. And a lot of like the music I've put out, um, that I've taken down, a lot of it is just like way too either personal or it's way too like I just said something like that I no longer really agree with.
Mhm.
Um, so that's why like a lot of that old shit is like old and taken down. Is just because like I don't know. But like people still go and fucking find it like creepy people. People are always gonna be creepy in any fan base. But like um I don't know. Eventually I'll probably just like drop everything I've ever fucking made. If I like die or something. Or like fucking in like 100 years. I'll just like drop everything.
Sure, no secrets anymore. I mean, I think personally, like, I think it's kind of fucked up whenever people upload that shit because it's like I definitely see it. I've seen it before, like Brokie for President EP re-upload, or like
Oh
World
yeah.
War Three or whatever, like songs.
That
Like,
song that song World War III I literally made just because I thought the world was gonna end when like the Russia and Ukraine shit started.
yeah,
I was like,
I
"Oh
I
fuck,
haven't
I'm gonna
even heard
die."
it.
Yeah, it's literally just me yelling. Like it's just me yelling, talking about the fear of war. Um, and also, a lot of people ask me why Brokie for President got taken down. I feel like I've never really talked about that on an interview. I feel like that should be a thing I've said before. Um, so Brokie for President got taken down because every single person that I shouted out, not even like, not even like, like a joke, like an over exaggeration. Every single person that I shouted out on that song turned out to be a horrible person.
hmm Was
Like,
that like House Cat days or not even?
yeah, that was around HTA, but then it turned into like literally like a couple months after I dropped that. Um, HTA ended with all of that shit. Um, and then like just over time, more people were showing their true colors, and I don't know. It got to a point where I would only listen to that album and I would get sad. So I was
Sure.
like, I'm gonna like remove that because I don't want that to even represent me anymore. Because that's like not.
Well, especially if you're trying to grow as an artist, you don't want to shout out bad people, and then people go back like, "Hey, do you fuck with that like horrible
Oh my
guy?"
god, dude. There's so many people to this day. It's like when a person comes out as a bad person, everybody I know, including me, drops them immediately. So
hmm
like, but there's still like just people that are just like they just like can't read who are like,
Why do
yeah,
you
bro.
follow this guy on Twitter? He's bad, and it's like,
Yeah.
bro, I
Or
don't
like
use that.
it's like, bro, I don't know. I'll unfollow him. Thanks for telling me, but like I don't know. Like I don't care enough about that. kind of thing. When I
Sure.
lose a friend, I'm grieving about losing a friend like they died. I'm not like sitting there being like, fuck them, I'm gonna fuck their whole life up. Dude, I don't like they did that themselves. I'm just grieving, man.
Hmm.
You know what
And
I
I
mean?
think that's a fair thing to do. I think people enact a little bit of like I don't know, like a online social facade of like, oh man, we gotta all agree that this guy was a terrible guy and we never should have supported him. Like retroactively rewriting someone's story even though like they only got exposed like a day ago or some shit.
Yeah.
Like stuff takes time and like sometimes you meet cool
Yeah.
people that are cool and they fuck up and it's like, man, I can't support you anymore.
Exactly. Because so many of my friends who turned out to be like just less than desirable people, um, just I don't know. I think a lot of people forget that I was very young when I met these people. I was very like blinded by the innocence of only knowing people from my city and my school. Um, so I wasn't really open to that, like how really evil like the world was when I first started music. Like and how horrible and manipulative people could be. And so like when a lot of the bad news came out about, you know, good people I knew, I was like, well, that can't be true because these people are awesome. I've met them in person. I've hugged them. I've smoked with them. I've fucking like, you know, um, and that's like, I don't know. That's a lot on a little kid's brain. So when people were giving me like a hard time for like you didn't do anything, you didn't know that your friend was like treating girls weird, you didn't know that your friend was like saying racist things or whatever. It's like, dude, I was 15 and worried about other shit, and I was blinded to that. I only saw a good side of them. I didn't no, I didn't know. I
Mhm.
like I was a kid, you know? I just wasn't like, I'm just as human as anybody else was in that situation. So it's like, I don't know. That's with all of them though. I'm not talking about like one specifically. I'm just talking about like
Literally
all.
everyone in the album you talk about is a bad
Yeah,
person. Which,
is a bad person.
hey, I mean, I can't slight you for wanting to not even want people to see that anymore, especially if people like your fan base who are very cool and awesome, don't kill me, are kind of weird.
No, my fans are dude, I'll say it for you a million times. My fans are weird and crazy, but um not all of them. A lot of them are really cool. That just comes with any fan base. There are going to be really weird
Hmm.
people who overstep boundaries without even knowing. Um but um you know, from me to fans, um fucking I can't control you. I'm not gonna fucking like I'm not gonna like tell on you. But just like, dude, fucking be cool. Like don't like if something makes me uncomfortable, don't bring it up to me, you know? It's like that's weird. Don't put it out there, you know? Even if you like it, you know? I don't know. I can't control what you do. All I'm saying is that that stuff makes me uncomfy. Um, but only sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
most.
generally good to respect the artist's intentions, and that's why I think it's a little bit weird when people don't. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like people are people, and that's how it's always going to be.
Exactly. Exactly. They're
Um,
just as human as me, so I can't chastise them.
I don't think I've asked a scripted question in 10 minutes.
My bad.
No, I think it's awesome. I wanted this to be really back and forth because I'm not professional at all. I just wanted to have a conversation.
Me
Um,
neither.
where does the tag "Brokie your music fucking sucks" come from?
Okay. So my homegirl Numa
Hmm.
essentially was like, "Yeah, I'm a." like I'm doing like voice tags, like I'm doing like tags for rappers, and I was like, wait, that's actually really like smart. That's a cool way of making money. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna support the homie. Fucking paid them like $10, and they just sent me like a bunch of little like clips of like um them just. I was. They were like, what kind of shit do you want? I was just like, I don't know. Just say my music sucks or something. They were like, okay. And then they just like did that and sent it to me, and I was like, dope. And that's pretty much it. I just kept using it, and then a bunch of people were like, this is a cool thing, and they like quote it from time to time in like person. Um, at that last show, somebody like walked up and was like, "What's up, bro?" and dapped me up, and they were like, "Your music fucking sucks." And I was like, at first I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Brokie, your music fucking sucks." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I Yeah, I think that's sick. I got a print from Numa at the show. I was a huge fan of, just a lot of like the work that some of the Karma Mob members have done. I think it's fucking sick that you guys are like all together, all doing cool shit.
Thank you. I think that's very cool too. I'm very fortunate to um be cool with the people that I'm cool with because they are very cool.
Yeah,
But
so I guess this next one is a little wordy, but essentially the idea is that Brokie, every song ends with like an exclamation point, and Shteppi, they all end in periods. There's like kind of a dichotomy there. Like you have any like what's the intentionality behind it, I guess.
so Brokie is supposed to be the most extreme example of a rapper. Like, so that's why all of the cover art is very bright. All of the lyrics are very unapologetic and kind of rude. Um, the titles are all like capital letters with big exclamation points. It's like it's literally yelling at you. Um, Meanwhile, Shteppi is supposed to be me, like, and how I feel unapologetically, um, which is why it's just like everything I say just ends just like point blank period. Like this is how I feel on this song, and this is how I feel at this time. No matter if I take it back later, if I think like, because how earlier I was like, that's not me anymore. Like that wasn't really me then. Um, that's why a lot of the music I like, my old music, I took it down because it just simply was me trying to be something else. Um, or just like, or just I don't like it. Um, but Shteppi shit, I'll never delete because that's like point blank period. That is who I am and that is who I was in that moment. Um, and I feel like that's a very important thing to show as an artist.
Yeah, so it's like a little time capsule.
Mhm.
I always thought like Brokie as like ISSBROKIE was kind of obnoxious on purpose.
It
Like
is.
And I always thought that was like kind of fucking awesome because it's like I don't know, like obviously I could tell from like song 3 I'm like this person does not exist like this. Like but it's like
I'm saying I like blow up government buildings and shit. I don't do that.
yeah, it's like oh I'm gonna fucking do a drive-by and then fuck 50 women. It's like
Yeah.
okay.
It's like the same
But
day, bro.
it's just I always thought it was cool as a character because it was just so obnoxious and in your face. I was like, I mean, I can't help but like it.
Yeah, because it's I'm very much drawn to the idea that Brokie is like it's a cartoon character
Hmm.
rapping. You know what I mean? It's the crazy like fucking anime chick who's just like everything everything die me want money.
Yeah.
Like it's once again it's supposed to be the like most extreme example of like a gangster rapper, but also kind of the polar opposite by normalizing things like being trans in rap and
Hmm.
um fucking other things, just being funny without it having to be like Lil Dicky funny. Um,
Yeah. I mean, there's a
you know
couple
what I mean?
things that you've said that are, I would argue, like Lil Dicky-esque. Primarily
Mhm.
if you're like talking about like sex gratuitously or some shit like that. I'm
Yeah,
like, that's Lil Dicky in
yeah,
essence, but obviously it's like
definitely.
it's not always like that. Sometimes you say shit and I'm just like I actually laugh because it's like, oh,
Mhm.
well it's just funny. Or like a lot of your music, I guess, like a lot of the Brokey stuff, it just kind of made me smile because I'm like, this is dumb fun. It's like it's I don't know,
Yeah, exactly.
it's
It's
enjoyable.
exactly what it's supposed to be. Thank you. Um, I feel like with Brokey too, a lot of it is like a lot of the shit with Brokey is like it's so cartoonishly stupid that there's no way that anybody could possibly ever be like, "Yo, bro, you're like a fake gangster." It's like, "Yeah, bro. Like I
Uh-huh.
talked about hanging a guy up by his underwear on a flagpole. Like, you think I really did that?"
Yeah, like especially when you say shit like giving off a noogie, I'm like that shit makes
Yeah,
me laugh because I'm like,
that's
yeah,
hilarious.
it
No,
gets a it gets a concept across. It means that it's also kind of like double disrespectful because you're not gonna shoot them, you're just gonna make fun of them. um,
precisely.
and I think it's I don't know, I just think it's really fun and vibey and the energy's up. That's why I guess I prefer some of the like less no melody but more just like, I said on my video my favorite song by you was like the bouncin', and that's still like kind of true. I think Google Says I'm Dying is actually your best song you've ever made, but
Thank you.
that song still holds a very special place in my heart, and it's because it's really fun and it's vibey and it's bouncy literally, and I'm like, yeah, it's like silly. um
Hell yeah.
so what's like your favorite curse word? Because I feel like it has to be, through usage, it has to be bitch, right?
Okay, so fuck. Okay, that's actually a really good question. I think I don't know, fag is kind of up there. I feel like I've called so many people who aren't gay a fag.
Mm-hmm.
So, fag is definitely top 3. Um, but I would say it goes fuck, bitch, fag. I think that's it.
All right, lock it
I think
in.
those are my top
Top
3.
three curse words of all time tier
I
lists.
think so. Yeah.
I think it's just funny because I definitely think, like I had said previously, through usage, bitch has to be your most used curse word. And
Definitely,
maybe,
especially in music. Absolutely.
like, I think acid spit, you say bitch every line. Like, I don't even think that's an exaggeration. I think every line in acid spit has the word bitch in it. I'm like so serious. I re-listened to it and I was like, oh my
Oh
God,
my god. I'm
every
like I'm like
line.
I was about to say I'm thinking of the lyrics back right now, and I didn't even realize how many times I said bitch in that
You
song.
say it like every every bar.
Whoa! Holy hell, dude! That's magical. Thank you for telling me that. I'm gonna go back and listen to that. I'm only gonna be able to think of that now.
Eye-opening. Well, I feel
No.
like the next question I was gonna ask has been answered a lot. I don't know if you want to skip it. I was just gonna ask if you have the weirdest fan base.
Oh shit. Mm.
Because they
There.
definitely, some of them are parasocial as fuck.
Oh, okay. If you're talking about like weird, as in just like straight up like disrespectful to your private life, no. I think Justin Bieber has that,
Yeah,
but
well, weird, I mean, like, I guess more as like a sphere of influence, but that was just an idea that came up in
mm,
my head.
uh, I wouldn't say they're the weirdest. Most fans that I have met when I've hugged them didn't smell bad. I thought they would. I'll keep it a bean.
That's huge. Wait,
I
that's
know.
huge.
I thought my fans would smell like dog shit for some reason, especially Brokie fans. Like, I thought that would
You
smell
thought they were
terrible.
like trolls, like under a bridge, fucking no shower 2 weeks.
Little bit. Um, but every fan that I've met in person, I think it's just because I'm like nobody cool would be interested in what I have to do.
Yeah,
But
little
like,
did you know, you have some of the coolest fucking like some of the shit your
dude,
fans make is awesome.
bro, I will say I feel like out of any rapper specifically, I have some of the most creative fans.
Yeah.
Like in terms of art and like
Hmm.
expression, I think my fan base is definitely pretty up there with like I feel like every fan of mine has had a sketchbook at some point. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Even if they don't draw regularly, I feel like they definitely have wanted to get into it.
Yeah, like
Uh,
compare that to like a fucking like half of like say, I don't know, Kanye's fans or
yeah,
some shit. Like
I don't know if
or
every Kanye fan draws.
like I don't want to diss any specific fan base. It's just my impression of what the artists like. But I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of people
I
that
mean, bro,
listen to certain artists, they're kind of
yeah,
like
like,
not creative.
I don't think like NBA YoungBoy fans are necessarily the most creative people of all time. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Like compared to somebody like Tyler the Creator's fans, they probably
Hmm.
draw all the time.
Oh my
You know what I
God,
mean?
dude, the fucking Hot Wind Blows animation, I watch that shit like monthly. That shit is
Yeah,
awesome.
it like his fans are sick. Like it. What if I have like an end goal for a fan base? It's either like that or I don't know. I feel like realistically, my fan base is gonna end up more like 100 gex. Like
Yeah,
it's gonna
like
be just very
fine,
shit
but
posty.
sometimes kind of like trolly. I think
Yeah,
I
like
think
everyone's
there's
nice to each other, but it's just gonna be very like everything is ironic. Nothing is
mhm.
like nothing is normal.
Yeah. And not to go like too much on a tangent about this, but it is like something that I've thought about and I've written about and I've really find interesting, and it's the fact that I think like queer art, just like the bubble, is like so much more like being I think that art kind of in a way embodies like queerness because like it's the ultimate like self-expression. And I feel like a lot of people like make art because they're queer, because they have something to say about it or some stuff like that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I
I
think
feel like
that's kind of why your fan base is really creative, is because you have a lot of gay people following
yeah,
you around.
I I do have a large gay fan
Me
base.
included, for the record, but
Hell yeah. I don't know. I feel like um because you know I didn't like really think anybody was gonna react to me being trans in a good way. I thought everyone like
oh,
when I dropped pink hair, it was
yeah.
literally because I'm a rapper.
Hmm.
Um, and you know what fucking happens when rappers come out as gay? They're like, what the fuck? Like, all right, that's the gay guy. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
that's the guy who made that song. That's the gay motherfucker. And I do
Hmm.
think some people think of me as like, oh, that's that trans girl who raps good, which is
Well,
like
I guess that's
cool.
why you made that name, that song.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but like, I don't know. It was interesting seeing how people reacted to like me being not straight and making art.
Hmm.
Um, it was weird.
It, it- just to ask, because I actually don't know. Did New Chapter, this is literally just off the cuff, did New Chapter come out before Pink Hair or after? Because I was always curious if New Chapter was like you like saying like I'm gonna move on and be something different, or if it was Pink Hair that you actually like came out.
Yeah, no, dude, like pink hair was me coming out as trans. Um, but new chapter was definitely like I didn't really have anything to do with like sexuality. That was kind of just me being
Hmm.
like a kind of an anthem for myself because I was going through some shit at the time. I was
Yeah,
just like, I'm gonna.
maybe that's just a hindsight thing of like knowing like you're trans. Like I'm like, oh well, that's the song, but in the context, it has nothing to do with anything of that
Yeah.
nature.
I I'm gonna keep it 1,000. A lot of people love Pink Hair. I still love it like as an album, right?
Hmm.
But I also can't listen to it without cringing just because I'm better at music and storytelling now.
Oh, I mean,
Um,
I think that's like everyone.
yeah,
No one looks
that's what
back at their art from 2 years ago and is like, yeah, I did really good on that.
you're spitting. You're spitting. You're spitting. You're definitely spitting. I think I don't know with Pink Hair. Um, you know, that helped a lot of people, which is what it not really what it was meant to do because I didn't like put that out being like everybody should listen to this that's trans. It's more of like a like I'm like 15 and I want to put something out that like makes makes me feel more valid. And so I did that. And then a bunch of other people felt the exact same way as me apparently.
Yeah,
And I didn't think that was going to be the case. And then like every fan I meet now is like either trans or not straight. And it's
yeah.
like that's fire. That makes me so happy.
No, I think it's really important that pink hair exists because I think your fan base, I'm not saying like your fan base is full of like young people, but I think like ages 16 to 18 is like a pretty good amount of your fans. So I think like that album existing for like queer youth and trans youth is like really important just because it's like I don't know, it's something to grasp onto.
Yeah. And like Shteppi music is a lot more friendly than
Yeah.
Brokie, which is like when I say like I don't want kids listening to my music, kids can listen to Shteppi all they want. That's
Hmm.
awesome because you know that's me. But Brokie is like kind of
It's just weird whenever like you have like yeah okay and your ass is hanging out of the like window and then it's like people are
yeah,
like yeah I really like
like
that song or you talk about Sonic Chew and like
yeah,
having like widers listen to that.
yeah, and like because I've had people like DM me and be like, "Hey, dude, me and my like little sister love your music," and I'm like, "How old is your little sister?" And they're like, "Oh, she's like 9."
That
I'm like,
is
"What?" I'm like, "What songs are you listening to?" They're like, "Oh, like, you know, Bad Bitch Brokie," and I'm like,
bro that one's so bad like
"Yeah,
not in terms of the actual construction but like just in
it's a pretty
terms of
bad
like
song."
I mean it's not the best song, it's not the worst song. I think but it's weird to have like someone listen to it whenever they don't understand anything that's happening in the song because like
It'd be like if a straight dude listened to it and was just like, "What the fuck?" Like, I would cringe at myself just as much, you know what I mean?
yeah, I think like because I was growing up like 3 years old. I'm listening to like Nine Inch Nails because that's what like my mom played when I was growing up, and I'm
Yeah,
like singing about like sex being on fire, and I'm like I have no idea what sex even is, and it's like weird to
yeah,
like go back and think about like oh yeah that's kind of like a weird thing to think about. Maybe kids
yeah,
need music that doesn't have concepts that they don't really understand in them, but I
yeah.
don't know.
I was listening to Korn when I was, like, fucking 8 years old. It's like, that shit is horrible. So it's like, I don't know. I know that realistically, like, everybody's gonna find a way to listen to my music. Fucking people I don't like, um, people I would rather not have listen to my music, everybody's gonna fucking listen to my music. It's the internet. You know what I mean? There's gonna be like, there have been I've had fans that have hit me up, like, dedicated fans that are in their 70s.
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Why? Like, how? Do you
Yeah.
even relate? How?"
You
But
know, just like I think there's something to be said like your music will reach whoever it needs to, at least.
Yeah, exactly. It's the internet, so it's like I'm an internet rapper. People on the internet will hear my music if they like rap.
Yeah, and your music is very internet, if that makes any sort of sense.
No, I get it. It's very I feel like without the context of the internet, my music would be not what it is.
Yeah, imagine dropping Brokie music in the 90s. Like that
Yeah,
shit
it wouldn't
wouldn't
work.
it wouldn't even be comprehensible. It would be like showing a small Victorian child a,
Yeah.
a Family Guy clip. Like I don't know.
I feel like I would have like blew up to a way higher degree. I'm saying would have, like I'm not still like going to eventually, but like I feel like if I was like doing what I'm doing now in like 2016, like
Oh, with
around that,
SoundCloud like really blowing
dude,
up? Wow.
bro, I would have
That would have
been
been huge.
huge. But I don't know. I like thinking about that sometimes. I'm like, dude, I would
Yeah,
have been running.
unfortunately, you were like 8 or some shit.
Yeah, I was like in 2016. How old was I? I think I was born in 2005, so I was 11.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
11,
really
12.
SoundCloud blow up material right there.
Yeah, not really.
Um,
But
I guess since we're talking about
did I do that
SoundCloud,
math right? I don't think I did that math right. Whatever.
if we're talking about SoundCloud, I think this question's gonna be relevant. Do you think people are overly obsessed with the 814 beef? Because I've
Okay.
seen like video like literally I my timeline I get like pretty much any Brokey related video because there's not that many of them. And
Yeah.
when that shit happened, I had like 3 or 4 videos about the A14 beef pop up. And I'm like, you guys can't make a video about anything more like conducive to like your career as an artist or something.
I mean, fucking. All right. So I feel like the A14 shit affected a lot of people because that's somebody that a lot of people looked up to, um, essentially spitting in their face and telling them "fuck you." Like I
Hmm.
don't. You're not valid. Even though my entire career is centered around like a bunch of gay kids who fuck with weird shit. Y'all aren't valid. Um, I think a lot of fans took that to heart, and then having one of those gay kids who like whose friends were like super into Spider Gang and like that kind of stuff kind of stand up to that. I think that's why a lot of people felt so connected to that because it felt like I was speaking for a lot of queer fans.
Hmm.
Um or just like fans who were affected by what he said. So like I think that's why a lot of people connected to it so much. As for me, Um, as of everything I've recorded, unreleased, and also put out, which I have a couple more things that I'd have to say, um,
Mm.
it's on future things, not even like diss tracks or anything. Um, just like overall, I think it's just fuck that guy. He can die. But um, you know, I hope he I hope it's a learning experience for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a little frustrating hearing about that because I listened to A14 around 2021, 2022. I just liked
Everybody.
a couple of his songs, like NYPD and shit like that. And I was like, oh, I like, and especially because I really like Teenage Disaster. And obviously
I love
A14
Thorn.
is
Thorn's my
A14's like
bestie.
on some of those tracks. So I was like really sad when I heard that he was transphobic. I'm like, fuck, that sucks.
I don't even think he's necessarily transphobic for being like I don't think he hates all trans people. I think he doesn't like that I, a trans person, was starting to pop off like he was, making relatively similar music to like the kind of Spider Gang guys.
Hmm. You think he's
And
entitled is what it
I
is?
think I think it's he heard my name too much and got annoyed with it and thought this is the thing to do.
Yeah, be make myself look like a really, really extra bad person, because that will
It's
make my
like
fans really like me.
because he's like, I gotta get back to that edgy shit, and then he got back to that edgy shit in the wrong way,
Hmm.
and his fans were like, "You are compensating for something."
Yeah.
But
I have a side question about it. What was the old, so, what is, it's called Don't Even Respond, like the second track. What
mhm.
was the, like, cover art for that, and why did it get changed? Because I saw it's
Uh,
changed. It's you slapping the mask.
mhm. So I'm actually thinking of changing it again just to his apology post. I think that would be funny.
That would be kind of
Um,
gas.
but just to like let everyone know it's fucking finished and over. Um, I think. Well, I don't think I know that picture of that I put as the cover when I first dropped it. One, I was very angry.
Hmm.
Um, so I was kind of just like, he wants to do rap battle shit and make people make like try and make me look like an idiot. Okay, that was a screenshot that somebody took. I don't remember when of him just like straight up just like saying the hard RN word
Yeah.
like as a grown man, and I was like, well, if this if he wants to like bring up things like my friends, like my past friends turning into bad people and all of
Oh
that
yeah, that's
thing,
fair game.
it's like if you want to bring up that kind of stuff when you're like n- almost no better, you know. I feel like no sin is greater than another. It's like you're you're a shitty person too, man. Look.
Yeah, it's throwing stones from, his glass house where he has skeletons or other shit that is
Exactly.
unideal to,
Yeah. And
and
he thought that would never get seen. It's like
yeah, I just legitimately did not know that was even him. I thought, because low
that was
key sometimes you just put some random like screenshot of like some guy. I feel like for or
no.
some shit. Like I was like, I don't know what A14 looks like. I don't know the context behind this. So I'm not saying it was like bad or weird. I just legitimately did not know, and that's why I was
Yeah,
curious.
that's what that was. It was just him saying that word, and I thought it was funny. So I was like, well, just
So,
kind of, you know,
you know, what do you listen to your own music a lot?
more than most music actually.
I think that a
Um,
lot of artists are either in the camp of I listen to my own shit because my own shit is the best shit. Like JID, I think said some shit like that, where he's like, I'm literally the best rapper, so I listen to my own music. And then some artists are like, I never listen to my music. Once it's out, I will never hear it again.
I think um I listen to my own music because I make just what I want to hear.
Hmm.
Like if I hear like a Tame Impala song and I'm like, damn, I wish he did this melody instead. That would sound really like better with that chord progression. I would just get that chord progression, play something kind of similar, and do that melody over it, and just be like, cool. Now I got this song that's kind of similar to that one, but it's got my spin on it. Um, that's what like most of my shit is. Like with Brokie, I was like, especially Brokie, I was like, well, I want like, I feel like it would be really funny if Comethazine was rapping about fucking dudes.
Hmm.
So I just made a song. It was on a Comethazine type beat. It would be rapping about fucking dudes, and it was tight. It was
Yeah.
dope.
Do you do you like the sound of your own voice?
Um, Occasionally, I don't. I like the sound of my own voice when it sounds good. I don't like
Yeah.
listening to my old music where it doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
I think this is a compliment you probably get a lot, but your voice is really cool.
thank you.
I think
Aw.
a lot of people, that's like the thing they say is like, wow, your voice is so cool. But it was like when I first heard it, I was like, damn, this shit's awesome. Like, especially that's why I said in my video, like, I really like the instrumental tracks, which is why like I was really enjoying some of the Shteppi stuff, like the even just the acoustic, like I was like, wow, this is really fucking good.
Thank you.
What goes into the creation for your cover arts? Like how much time do you put? Do you come up with the concept like before the song, after the song?
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, what always happens is I make a song. After I make the song, by the way, thank you. That was very, very sweet. I, I often get very self conscious about my own voice, so
No, it's
that
awesome.
makes me very happy. But um, I often take um like the song that I made, um, and I'm like, I just kind of pick from like a big catalog of a million fucking songs that I have,
Hmm.
and I'm just like, which one am I gonna drop this week? And then I'm like,
Spin a wheel.
yeah, I literally like spin a wheel of like a bunch of songs, and I'm like, that one, and then I grab it, um, listen to it, think of like an image of for like a music video or something, and then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna draw that, and that'll be the scene for this, and give it context of as
Hmm.
to like what it is.
So you do it
Um,
almost like a movie trailer or some shit, or like an
yeah,
action
kind of,
where it's like the most action part of the song is like the picture.
exactly.
That's dope. Do you have like a favorite cover art?
My favorite cover art is actually one for my next song that's coming out.
Mm.
Um, fucking, it's a it's a what do you call it? God damn it! It's me and Black and Teenage Disaster. Um, I made a crazy like cover art for it where it's like we're like I'm like on top of like this crazy like van and we're like running from the police and money is flying out of the van and it's like it's fire. It's like a
I
whole like scene.
That sounds so dope. I'm sure that the song will be out probably by the time the video comes out.
Yeah,
But that
it's
sounds
dropping
fucking
in like
awesome.
5 days. So fucking woohoo.
That's that's dope. That's dope. Um, all right, this is where the questions become. I wanted to start off with like relevant questions. The questions from here on out might be a little bit more go into specific songs or specific ideas or even just random unrelated to music
Okay.
or what you do. So like how many of your songs are about people and how many of your songs are about like concepts, like in a percentage way? Because I know you've said before that not every song is like technically about someone, but I know a lot of your songs are about people.
Are we talking about in terms of Brokie or like Shteppi?
Well, like Shteppi, but there's also like some stuff like Bitter Bitch where like or other
I
things
would
where you talk
consider that a
about people.
Shteppi album.
It
I
is a
just like
Shteppi album
yeah,
because it
I like I'm super
what
unorganized. So a lot of my Shteppi music is on like Brokie, like
sure.
under Brokie. It's dumb.
I guess if it has the periods, it's Shteppi. That's the categorization. But
Word.
like I guess in terms of like even some of like moi songs, like you have I guess the thing that sparked the question was the very first song on moi is This Ain't Even About Anyone. And it's not
It
about
is.
someone. Okay, it is. So
It kind of is. It's that is like that was kind of the moi is about being kind of in denial that you're heartbroken about
mhm,
somebody because it's like if things feel like they ended kind of confusing, it's like it couldn't be my fault. It couldn't be that couldn't be me.
mhm,
Um so that track is kind of me was me at the time essentially just being like I'm feeling these things, but this can't be about anybody. This
sure.
can't like this isn't about nobody.
And so like I assume then because I guess like there that context is important. And I did realize like the entire point of the album is to go from I'm living life, I'm having a good time to like, wow, this feeling in my stomach that is not going away, and like uh, realizing like how much like shit actually affects you.
Yeah, you can't
And
ignore shit.
so
You gotta grow.
like that, I guess from my perspective, I didn't fully understand that the title was in itself referring to like that concept. So that means that like realistically a lot of your songs, especially like Shteppi songs, are about people.
Yeah. Um, I would say most of the songs where it sounds like I'm talking about somebody, I am.
Hmm.
Um, like very, very specific people. Um, or like groups of 3 or groups of 2 or groups of 7. Fucking um, but I don't know. I think a lot of Shteppi music is, as it is very personal to me, it's also personal towards other people.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I
And so
think.
like I just thought that was really interesting, like how much like other people drive your music. I've always found
Oh
that
yeah,
like your music is always driven by like other people almost, and you just kind of like you just let it flow through you.
I'm definitely a people person. I really like people. I really like how people work and think and look and act and um how people can um fuck you up really bad, but other people could do that the exact opposite way, where you love them so much that that also fucks you up.
Hmm.
So it's like, I don't know. I really like how people work. I feel like that's why like most of the stories I write are around people. Um,
Well, people are the most interesting thing on the planet, low key. And
nah,
also it's like I mean
few people.
stories wouldn't exist without people. Like we wouldn't have like so many things that entertain us without people. So I
Mhm,
understand like ultimately people would probably be the most entertaining thing to write about.
definitely. Like,
Um so yeah.
I guess in like I could get like more abstract with it. Like I could write a song about a volcano erupting and make like a crazy like fucking metal song
Metaphor.
about it.
You could yeah.
Yeah,
I think for your next song you should do the Danny Brown and rap as like the perspective of carbon monoxide. You should do that
bars.
shit. I fucking
I
loved
fucking
when he
dude.
did that.
I love Danny in general, dude. That motherfucker's a genius.
Dude, I mean, I literally like I don't even listen to Danny Brown like that, but I just think like a Mexican homie named Chinese Mike like so much. That line is so funny.
It makes me very happy. I asked him about that in person.
What
I feel
that
like
that line?
I shouldn't disclose what he said about Chinese Mike, but
Is it too powerful with the public?
it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you
Shout out
might have to
Chinese Mike.
you might have to keep that shit under wraps just for the safety of the general public.
Yeah. Just know that
So,
Chinese Mike is out there, man.
yeah, I feel less safe knowing that actually. Um so what is the Kansas house?
Oh fuck. Okay. We're getting personal.
Well, you can plead the fifth on anything I ask you. This is
Mhm. Of course, of
fully
course. No, I'm
fair.
I'm a pretty open book, especially with stuff I've already talked about with music. I lived on a street um called Kansas. It wasn't in Kansas. It was in Cali, but
Hmm.
I lived on a street um called Kansas. It was in Concord, California for a little bit. I no longer live there. I live in a way cooler house with less horrible shit going on there.
Hmm.
But it was essentially I don't I don't know how to explain it other than it was like half a suburban home where I was very blind to everything going on. Um, Me and my mom like moved around a lot. So like a lot of local friends I would end up not talking to anymore after like a couple months because we would move again.
Yeah,
Um, we've just moved all around God, that voice crack. We've moved all around California. Um, because fucking just in general, like California's housing is fucking horrible.
sure.
Um, but we ended up moving onto this street, and some family members of mine were dealing with like addiction and sh- shit, doing crime, um, getting into fights, just a very destructive lifestyle. And I was living there with them. I was very stressed out, caused a lot of childhood trauma. Um, that has since been resolved, thankfully. But a lot of that was me first understanding how kind of fucked up the world could get. Because it was kind of like a half suburban house, half bando. It was
Hmm.
it got kind of fucked. Um, but um, you know, a lot of fucked up shit happened at that house. Like I stopped um talking kind of to my dad at that point in my life. My one of my brothers, my stepbrother, had passed away from cancer. My other siblings were like getting into like drugs and things. And I was like 10, 11, sitting there like not really knowing what to do with that, all of that at once. Um, so that house is like it very much reformed my brain into like how to cope with things at a very young age, which is why I feel like I have a bit more patience now than I would have if I had never experienced that.
Yeah. So
Um,
when
that
like in the song when you say shit's gonna change in the at the Kansas house, you mean like it's gonna get like it's for the worse?
it's not necessarily for the worse or for the better. It's just shit. Like my perspective on life is like actively changing because of everything that I'm experiencing at this house.
Mm,
And I talk into like what I experience at the house and um these things that like I find out as I get older and kind of puzzle pieces I put together in my brain. Um and yeah, it's just about being a kid and realizing how fucked up shit is.
yeah. Well, I really appreciate you answering that.
Of course.
Um,
Thank
that's probably one of the deeper questions on the list. Uh,
you.
the next thing I had was obviously due to the nature of everything, most of your songs are explicit. Whenever one is not explicit, is that like an intentional choice? Like, do you say like, I'm not gonna curse in this song?
Not really, no. I curse a lot naturally. Um,
Hmm.
so like I feel like a lot of especially with Brokie, there's not really anything I could say of substance on a Brokie song that I can't get through without just being like, fuck this thing. Or like,
Sure, that's the entire point. But like
yeah.
on say like
Exactly.
Bitter Bitch, like
Mhm.
um every song is explicit except for Desensitized, and that's the only non-explicit song on let's say like that album. Like
Yeah.
that's just kind of like that just happened that way. You didn't like say like I'm gonna not make this explicit.
No, that just happened. I literally just I just made that song because I was like dealing with self-harm stuff. I feel like the reason that wasn't very explicit was just because like um I was trying to write that song from a perspective of a younger me that was
Hmm.
first dealing with things like self-harm, which also happened at the Kansas house.
Yeah.
Um dude, fuck that house. But uh fucking that shit all like was I don't know, like I kind of wrote that and Kansas house from the perspective of like a younger me. But yeah, I don't know. That wasn't intentional.
I just thought it was interesting just because like almost your entire discography is explicit, but
Yeah.
I guess it does make sense in that way that it's like, oh, well, I just didn't curse in the song like for this, that,
Mm.
or the other reason. Like it's not exactly like I don't want to swear.
Yeah, it's more or less just I was writing a song from like a more personal perspective, and I felt like a curse word wouldn't fit at the moment.
Sure.
I don't know.
Uh, do you worry about being misconstrued in your music? And I ask this because of a particular like frame of mind where I heard the like interview that you did for 20. I thought that shit was awesome, but
Mm.
you
Thank you.
you talk about Ash and I had the song literally completely backwards. I thought that some guy was coping with their gay feelings for you and you before you transitioned
And
and
I
you're like,
I was like, "Nah,
look
about
man,
it."
I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah,
um
nah.
so does it worry you that like people might see your songs the wrong way or like take the wrong message from them?
Um, I mean, if it makes them think of me in like a worse light, maybe. But I feel like people can think of a song. People can think of art and interpret art however they want to. Like,
Hmm.
but if they ask me, "Hey, is this what it is?" I'm gonna be like, "Nah."
Yeah, I mean
It
you'll
was
tell
meant.
them what it's about.
Yeah, but like, um, I don't think there's necessarily a wrong way to take in my music, um,
Sure.
unless it's listening to my unreleased things on YouTube and
Yeah.
sound.
I think that question was mostly just because I literally had it like 100% wrong. Like that's the entire wrong idea. But I think what got me there was the fact that at least from what like when I re-listened to it with that context, I was like, oh, the reason I thought it was like that was because you used your like more like natural vocals to be Ash, and then like the deeper like tone was you, right? I
Yeah,
guess like I thought it would have been kind of like the other way around, and maybe that was my
opposite.
own assumption that
Yeah,
brought me
I
to
just
that
didn't want to.
conclusion.
Yeah, I didn't want to rap in like a super like deep voice. I
Sure.
feel like that would have just like sounded bad. So that was more of just like a stylistic choice. It probably wasn't the smartest stylistic choice. But you know, you live and learn.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll say that I teared up to that song legitimately. That shit and Google Says I'm Dying had me like very emotional. Definitely like a very, very good song. But I thought it was funny that I did kind of have the wrong idea about it.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, either or, um, is like a fine way to look at the song.
Hmm.
Um, whether you take it as like me rejecting somebody or me being rejected, that's either way, the story is still the same. It's
Yeah,
just
it's this the same story just from
over.
different perspectives.
Yeah, either one hits like I feel like just as hard. I just
Yeah.
feel like if people listen and just be like, "Damn, you're putting it out there that you did that." That's kind of fucked up. But like, you know,
Mhm. So
it wasn't that fine.
where did the idea for RAWRXD like where did that come from? Like this drink that you drink that's like transgender like influences in your brain.
Okay, so I was listening to a shit ton of like breakcore shit.
Hmm.
Um, I think I was actually listening to some of Femtanyl's music before they were Femtanyl. Um, but I was listening to a few like just breakcore artists, and I was like, somebody said it was like transgender music, and I thought it was really funny. Um,
Yeah,
and
I
I was
mean,
like, what happened?
I was just gonna say like I think it's funny because I think like I've even said that as a joke like oh yeah I'm listening to transgender manipulation music like obviously like all the cool kids are doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, like That's just like very loud experimental shit, like Machine Girl, fucking
Hmm.
um, all that shit. But I don't know. I like I was kind of just like I should take that concept very literally and just make like because I was like I want to make breakcore songs or like more like jungle kind of like focus songs or more hyper poppy shit. But I don't really know how to get in that bag without me specifically announcing that that's what I'm doing.
Hmm.
So that was kind of like that's why the intro is kind of just me doing like an ad for a drink, just being like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing on this album, and if you don't want to listen to that, fuck off."
Yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
think like the just like the idea of it is pretty interesting. Just like, yeah, like here's a drink that like you ingest and you fucking feel all these things in your body.
mhm.
It's a fun way to put it, at least. I thought it was
Yeah,
a little creative.
thank you. I was just
So,
being a teenager.
I mean, as we all are at some point in our lives.
True.
You mentioned in one of your interviews that your favorite song is What the Hell. I think that that's cool, but what matters to me way more than someone's favorite song is their favorite album, because I think that says a lot more about a person.
Mm, that's a good question. My favorite album, front to back, right now, is Two Star and the Dream Police by McGee.
Mm,
It's a really good album.
I'll have to check that shit out.
You should. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I,
I saw him live when he toured that album with my good friend Calder,
yeah.
and we were literally like sitting there, like like screaming all of the words, and that was like, I've never done that with like any of my friends with like any album, um, especially one that wasn't just like rap where you're jumping around in a mosh pit. And I was just like, damn, bro, like these lyrics are speaking to me,
Yeah,
and music is just very good. So I don't know. I think that's my favorite just due to the attachment I have to it.
of course. I think I had put in my video that my favorite album is Igor, because that shit is just amazing front to back. But there's like another like thing fighting in my brain, which is Quetic, because I didn't mean to haunt you, just because like the
I haven't
story,
listened to that yet. I need to.
it's really awesome. It's just like the story behind it is, and it's like existential. It's like it freaks me out, but it's like kind of awesome at the same time. And I just think that shit's awesome too. Uh,
Yeah.
what's your biggest guilty pleasure listen?
Hmm. I don't really. I don't really got. I feel like it's old Kanye.
Yeah,
I'll still. I'll still bump Gold Digger or or like just old songs like that through the wire.
yeah. I
And
guess
it's like
like
I'm like, fuck, dude, I hate that this guy is so good at making music because he's such a douchebag.
yeah.
I just like I grew up on that, so I think
Hmm.
that's why.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably in that same position of like, man, this guy fucking sucks and I fucking love his music. Fuck.
Oh yeah. Um, I feel like it's yeah, definitely old Kanye and like I mean, this isn't really guilty because I'm like pretty open about it. But I wouldn't like put it on aux if I was in like a car. I feel like Hatsune Miku is pretty
Mm,
hard.
yeah.
Hatsune
I
Miku goes
never
pretty
been a big Vocaloid guy, but a lot of my friends are, and I'm like, yeah, I can see why.
Vocaloid is fire. I love it. It's my fave. But I actually have like two like hold on. I'll turn my camera around. I have two like Miku figures
Yo,
like up there.
yo.
That one and there's that one. I won both at Claw Machine
Yeah.
at round one with
I,
Glitter.
I I did see also that clip of you throwing a Miku statue into the crowd at the
Yeah,
Danny Brown show.
that shit was
So
fun.
it's and also there was a picture that you posted recently where all the comments are like Miku poster, yeah. Like
Yeah,
I've just noticed you have like Miku around you.
yeah, man. Hey, bro, she's in your computer. She's in your
I mean, she follows
uh
us everywhere, I guess.
profile type shit.
So how'd the Creamcast come about?
Um, I have a good friend named Couch,
Yeah.
who is my best friend,
Hmm.
and we um I don't know. We had an idea of like doing a podcast just because we just be yapping about shit, and I was like, I feel like it would be cool to keep like a time capsule of like really dumb conversations we have.
Yeah.
Um, and people ended up just liking it, so um, we just kind of kept doing it
Yeah.
for a long time, and that's what it is now.
I think like I really don't like podcasts, and that's I am
Me neither. I barely
100%
listen to it.
honest that I multiple times watching just random episodes, I was crying laughing. Like, you guys are so fucking funny. It's actually
Thank
hilarious.
you.
Like, especially okay, the end of like episode 3 when he calls you a slur, that shit like me and my friends were actually dying at that for like 20 minutes. Because he sounds like a fucking puppy that got kicked. And he's like, and then the way he, oh no, I did it again, and the
Yeah,
again is like fucking so funny.
yeah.
It's
It's like
impossible to not laugh at it.
yeah. No, dude, I love Couch with all my heart, even though he calls me slurs sometimes.
Oh
No,
man.
that guy's awesome. I love
I mean,
Couch.
he seems like a cool guy, and he edits videos for you. So I mean, like, look, I mean, it seems fucking fire. He seems like a cool guy. I mean,
How
all
you
of Karma Mob seems like fucking sick. Actually, this is like a tangent, but it was a question I thought about putting on that I guess I'm now asked. Is it like a requirement to be hot to be on Karma Mob? Like I'm so for real. Like, why is everyone like cute as hell?
Thank you. That is that's the funniest fucking way I've ever heard anybody say that. Thank you. Uh
No, I mean
yes.
like all you motherfuckers. Like all like
Mm,
Semtex, fucking even like Daki.
he's a cutie.
Daki's a cutie,
Doc
bro.
Batty. Dockie's a baddie. No,
Like I
dude.
don't know. It's just like I'm like fuck. Why are you guys so fucking hot? Ugh.
Dude, you're killing me. Fucking um I would say, you know what? Yeah. You gotta be hot. You gotta be a hot motherfucker. You gotta have confidence. You gotta walk with a stride, dude.
Mhm.
You gotta be sexy. That's so funny. You're
Uh,
hilarious.
I'm glad you think so. A lot of my friends seem to agree, which is weird, but so where did okay, is it pho or pho?
It's faux.
Okay, because I assume you know of the Vietnamese soup pho.
Yes,
So
I
where
do.
did pho
I didn't actually before I made faux.
yeah, so where did
I didn't
that
know that.
come from and what is it?
So, um, faux is supposed to represent phobia and dysphoria.
Hmm.
Uh, hence why their name is faux. It's essentially just an extension of Shteppi, but when I was really, really like fucked up in the trans stuff, when I was
Hmm.
like first before I got on hormones and I was just like wanting to die all the time.
Oh, like wading in the deep end.
Yeah. That's what those songs are supposed to represent. It's like just me just like wanting to die. Um when I was super duper fucked up, and I just created a character for it because I was like, this thing is like, this is a weird point in my life. I feel like I'm only going to experience for so long, so I might as well make good art while it is there.
Yeah, and so faux is like just an essence of that, and is like I assume you're never going back to faux unless some
Probably not.
really crazy shit happens. But then I don't even
Yeah.
know, like I couldn't even imagine. But
Yeah. Faux is pretty much done. If I make a song about being fucked up now,
it's
it's
a
gonna be a
Shteppi
Shteppi
song.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Just
just thought it was.
think of it as Shteppi and Faux did like a Dragon Ball Z fusion dance, and now they're a fusion of me.
Yeah, I just thought it was
And Faux
interesting
is happy now.
because like some, and I mean I'm a weirdo. I use YouTube Music. I know a lot. Most people use like Spotify, but like
Mhm.
some of the faux stuff is still like kind of like tucked away in the faux like SoundCloud. I thought it was interesting that some of that shit got brought over and some of it's just kind of still there.
Yeah, because I feel like some songs are like fun songs. Like I wish this pen would stop. That's a sad song, right? It's
Hmm.
really fucked.
It's a good
But
song.
yeah, exactly. It's also a
Yeah.
bop that you could kind of dance to. So I'm
Yeah, I
like,
mean, you know how I feel about that song.
yeah,
That shit was in my
it made
top
me
10.
it made me happy.
Um, I just thought faux as a concept was really interesting, I guess, because it's like it's so like it's like tucked away. Like my favorite part and the main reason I did the video I did was because the more shit I was doing, the more I was like, why does this person have like lore around them? Like I was like this like other alternative account called faux and it's like this other shit and I was like, damn, do I put this in the video? Like uh
I might still do something with Faux. I originally wanted to. People found out it was me really fast, which like I didn't think would happen. Um, but I originally wanted it to be like an ARG kinda.
uh-huh.
Um, um, where it was kind of just like I wanted this like weird little monster girl thing. I wanted to do like super fucked up creepy visuals for it. Um, drop like videos on YouTube. Um, and random like links in like Brokie videos. Um, it's like in the top corner
Yeah.
for like a frame. And if you notice, then it's just like a faux like video.
That would have been kind of sick, but I assume people figured it out too fast.
Yeah, people figured it out too fast for me to be like, this isn't gonna be like a cool thing to do anymore. I might
Yeah.
still do something like that in the future, for like an album, but
That would be gas.
who knows?
So you talk about your hatred about this song a lot, and I want to know,
Is it bottle it up? If you say bottle it up, I'm gonna shit myself.
is it your least favorite
I'm
song you've ever made?
gonna cry.
Is it
No,
your
not even,
Okay.
not even. It, I'm fucking with you, by the way. I've talked about bottle it up like every single time I fucking like have talked to a fan recently. And it's been
Well,
so
I know
funny.
that you hate it, but I'm
Yeah.
curious, like, what your least favorite song is. It's probably a song we'll never see, but like your least favorite in terms of like a song that people can still listen to.
Yeah. I mean, the song is out there. Um, I'll just never say what it is because
Yeah.
like I refuse to like do anything about it being out there. Because you
Hmm.
know, I'm trying like my hardest, just like as a
Well,
disciplinary thing to just be like, it's okay that that exists.
well, also, if you talk about it, it brings attention to it, and then more people see it, and it sucks.
Exactly. I'm not gonna tell anybody the actual name of the song because then everyone's gonna go find it and listen to it.
Yeah, because
But
it's like, oh my god, the ISSBROKIE despises the song. I have to hear how bad it is, or some shit
mhm,
like that. But so is
yeah,
Bottle It Up like the least?
it's not even a bad song. It's just like it's not me. It's
Yeah,
just like it makes me sad.
is Bottle It Up your least favorite song that is like still under your name, like and officially, like you could still go and check it out, or do you have some shit you hate
Yes,
more? Okay,
yes.
I think
I
that's
think
fair.
Bottle It Up is my least favorite that I have out.
I think that it's really funny because one of my friends, like I put my friends on your music and like I'm like guys, new Brokie drop and they're like, okay, man. Like my friends don't really care about it as much. Uh,
Yeah,
but one of my friends
understandably.
was like, oh man, I really like Pink Hair and
Follow.
Bottle It Up. And I was like, that's cool. And then you're like, I saw it in a tweet that you were
I'm
like,
just like,
I fucking hate that song. And I'm like, wow, I'm sorry that people like songs that you hate because that feels bad. That's like
I
if
mean,
you're,
fucking yeah. I mean, look, bottle it up is fine, right? But that's
but
what I hate about it. It's just like it's passable as
mhm,
like that's like a new metal song, but I feel like it's almost disrespectful to call it new metal because
because it only is
of
like the bare minimum to you. It's
yeah,
just like,
because like I was lazily slapping together a bunch of motifs of new metal artists in the worst ways ever, on like a good instrumental, but I was just sitting there like not knowing what to do as a vocalist, and I've gotten so much better at like metal vocals and shit.
mhm.
So it's like,
I mean,
I don't
the Shteppi shit. I mean, why try? I was like, dude, you're fucking going crazy on this song. I was like, that song's
yeah,
so good.
I
Um,
do like that. It's very emo.
so this one is just ultimately like, I'm just curious. Pity Party features Nurture Nurture, and I never thought about it, and I was like, oh, I don't even know what that is. And I go and I look, and it's like literally the most obscure. Like I could only find it on like some Apple Music shit or whatever, and it's like
They're a band.
it's like two guys or something,
Mhm.
um, and they don't have like that much traction. The most viewed thing they have is your song. I'm so curious, like what is or who is like Nurture Nurture, and what did they do for the
Nurture
song?
Nurture is these really really cool guys. Um, they dropped like literally it was like titled like royalty free Midwest emo math rock instrumental,
Hmm.
and like I kind of yoinked it,
Sure.
and made Pity Party, not really knowing how licensing works or anything, and I was just like, "Oh, fuck, dude." I'm like I kinda realized after the fact, I'm like, "Dude, I literally just, like, stole this person's beat," and I felt, like, so bad about it, and then they hit me up naturally in my DMs and were like, "Yo, do you wanna make a song?" And I was like, "I already have a song on your guys' beat that I didn't buy, actually." And they were like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, dude, keep that. Just add us as, like, a feature." I was like, thank you. Thank the Lord, because that's, like, one of my most loved projects with Pig Hair, and I'm just like, "Fucking
Uh, it's
yes!"
definitely the best Pink Hair song, I would say by like a mile, arguably.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit's
people
so
really like
good.
us.
Yeah, I was just so curious because like every other feature, like when I look them up, like outside of like some like people, like I was like, okay, well this is like this guy, but Nurture Nurture, I'm like, I've never actually thought about it, even who, because every person that's a feature, normally it's like normally it's like vocals or whatever.
Mhm.
So I was just like, oh well, who's Nurture Nurture?
It's
What
like
did they
how
do?
Thundercat gets on songs as, like, a
Hmm.
bassist, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? And it's, like, featuring Thundercat. It's like that.
yeah. And so I think these last, I have like 8 or so questions. These ones are not that long to answer because they're just more like fun
Right.
questions. So, you mentioned Hyun's Dojo before. What's like your history with that?
I love you. Okay, so Hyun's Dojo is, like, is what inspired me to, like, animate
Hmm.
anything. Um, and like it's like that and old Newgrounds shit and like Stick Page, if you know what that is, stickpage.com.
I'm aware.
You're so fire.
I
So
actually, well, I don't want to gas myself up too much, but I have a little bit of motion in the scene because I've worked on a game called Fatal Art Reload, which is a fighting game that uses Hyun's Dojo characters in it, and you can go play it. It's free right now. And I put a lot of time into that game. And it's a fighting game with and I talked to Resh before and Stealth, who Stealth made Pish, and it was part of the Sassy Owls, I think.
Bro, yo, fuck you. You're so cool. That makes me so,
Unfortunately.
bro. I'm like fanning out at you now. But I want to play that now. I'm
I
gonna go
mean,
play that after this ends.
it's
But
an okay game.
I mean, shit, fucking, it's a Stickman game. I'm not expecting like fucking Grand Theft Auto 5.
But
Um,
yeah, continue what you were saying about how it inspired you to animate, because I think your animations are fucking sick.
Thank you. Yeah, that and like um early like not even that early, like 2016, 2014, like indie animation on like YouTube. That shit like inspired me to animate, such as like things like Welcome to Hell, that short film that came out that like was everywhere for a while.
Mhm.
Um fucking I forget what her name is. I think it's like Erica Wester or something. Fucking and then like There's a Man in the Woods. That video's dope. Just like a bunch of like old like CalArts like films like that, and then also um like Hyun's Dojo because I fucking love anime. Fucking anime is dope. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Um like that being so simple and being like my favorite part of anime, which is like over animated fight scenes. Um
Yeah, what is it called?
that
Like
shit.
Sakuga or some shit?
Yeah, Sakuga. Um just seeing that shit animated by like one kid in his fucking bedroom, I was like so inspired.
Yeah.
Like when I saw like fucking um like Black versus Red, fucking Combat Gods, like shit like that. Um or like fucking Sword versus like 100 people. You know what I'm talking about? Like the OG
Yeah,
like
you mean like yeah, the old like really popular shit. I
yeah,
definitely
there was like a guy who fought with a yo-yo,
yeah,
like
Yo-Yo.
blue.
That's his name. He's
That
in the
mother
game
yeah.
that I have.
Oh, bruh, he's about to be my main.
But like
I'm geek.
um yeah, so like I just think it's kind of interesting like that's where you got your animation like interest from, and like uh I wanted to ask because I felt like part of the animation you did for Lord Knows, some of it felt kind of similar to Arzon versus Angus, which is an animation. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's just under the Hyun's Dojo. It's made by a guy named Delineator 13. I was just curious if you had seen it because it's like it's kind of similar where it's two people going like head to head, and there's a bunch of people on the sideline just talking about the battle. Because I thought that was kind of similar with the Karma Mob.
Yeah,
Like,
that did there was like a Hune's Dojo thing that did inspire that. I don't know if it was that one, but there have definitely been like multiple I've seen where that's like kind of a motif that people have done, and I'm just like, that's so like smart to like like world build, but with like such like a linear story. It's just like two people fighting.
yeah,
It's
and
like
then you
that's
can
so
over explain like their anime skills, and it's awesome.
exactly. It's fucking dope. Um, yeah, I'm fucking. Oh my god, dude! I'm so happy you like fuck with Hune's Dojo. That makes me so like
Yeah, I
happy.
mean, without Hyun's Dojo, I wouldn't have a somewhat popular like game project. So, and I
Mhm.
wouldn't have nearly as many friends as I do now, because that's where I met all of my like developer friends and shit. All came from like there because we all made
Hell
like
yeah,
games and shit. Um,
hell yeah!
so what's something
I want to
that
make a game eventually.
oh, dude, we got to collab on that.
Bet.
What is something that everyone seemingly loves that you just can't get behind or like hate?
I'm trying not to say names because that's mean, right?
Like of a human being? I mean,
Like
or
like
like
a
an
rapper.
artist? Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I mean, if if you don't want to, you don't have to answer that if it's just like, oh, you think you might diss someone.
I mean, just I don't I could I'll just say it like the like maybe it's just because I don't get it and I'm a stupid cracker, but
Hmm.
like hood trap shit, like just with like the beats that are just like
Oh, like
and it's
twerk beats? Like,
kinda even then though I could fuck with twerk beats. Like it's just like the motherfuckers who get on it and then are just like working in that bit, shoot him in the face. Fall, fall. Like that.
mhm.
I don't like the new Cardi for that reason. It's just like
Yeah, I definitely
it's just
saw a
so oversaturated.
couple shots, or not shots, more just discontent
Yeah,
contempt with his newest project. I've literally never really cared about Cardi. I've heard like Die Lit, and that's about it.
Dialect's cool.
I mean,
I just I love all of his other projects. So like this one just made me sad.
sure.
But
Uh, I definitely get where you're getting at with that sort of stuff because I definitely there's certain artists like Tyga that I was like, dude, this shit's just horrible. Like it's like
yeah,
kind
it's
of
just
like
like club
poppy
music
rap
for
or like it's just like, bro, this shit sucks. Like I don't know.
no, I agree. I agree. Tyga sucks. Fuck Tyga. He's a pedophile.
That is true. Uh, but I also dislike his music,
Very
which
true.
is
His music
way
also
less
sucks.
important.
He needs to pick a struggle.
uh,
You can make shitty music or you could be a pedophile. You can't do
yeah.
both.
So, what's your relationship with Scott Pilgrim? Like, you have
Bruh.
like you have like multiple lines, multiple arts. Every time you drop a snippet, Scott
Dog.
Pilgrim is there.
Dog.
I gotta know.
Dog. Dog. Hold up. I'm sorry, I'm not like shoving my dick in the camera. But dog. Dog.
Yo,
Oh. No, hold up. Wait.
yo, buddy's friend, buddy's friend.
Wait, hold up. Okay, I'm only like grabbing 3 of them. No. No.
Yo,
No. No. Nah,
that's
fuck you.
crazy.
Fuck. Okay. I'm okay. Woo! But yeah, I fucking Scott Pilgrim's the shit. I love that. Um, that was like the first real like series I got into about people. I think that's why I like writing people so much
Mm.
is because
Yeah,
Scott
the
Pilgrim.
characters are like super important. I will say that my friends are really into it. I've seen like the show that came out. I mean, that was fucking really good. Uh,
Yeah,
and
Sansar
like
killed it.
it's a very it's just it seems like a really interesting series because it's just like a series about like a bunch of weird people.
Mhm. I
And
mean, like they're pretty bad people too. It's like,
yeah,
but they're just like really well written.
I also think it's just funny that like Ramona Flowers is definitely like a lot of people's like transition goals.
That's so funny. I like okay with Scott Pilgrim. I think I fell in love with it because of the art style of the comics. I don't really like the movie that much, if I'm being completely 100% honest.
The movie's like
Um,
good in its own way from what I've
yeah,
seen. Like
I
people
love
are
Edgar
like,
Wright, but like it's just like compared to the comics, it's like that can't be like adapted. It's
well,
got its own
yeah,
aesthetics to
hmm
it, and it's
for
you know
sure.
I think the cartoon did it very well though. The little like short miniseries.
Yeah, that show
Um,
was gas.
very gas. But I don't know. I think like a lot of my art style, like the motifs I do, like how I used to like draw noses especially and like eyes and like body types is very based off of like Scott Pilgrim. And like that definitely helped me get like a good gauge of how my art style I want it to look.
Yeah, I noticed it had a big influence on your art, and I was a little curious about that. So, what's like your weirdest skill or talent, or like least known? skill or talent? Because you seem like a talented person. I'm sure you have.
I can tech deck really good, and I could juggle with one hand.
Those are
And
some. Those are some good talents to have.
they're fun. Um, I don't know. I can do like really dumb party tricks. That's like a, because like as a kid, I less focused on the shit I should have been, like math and like other things. So I'm pretty stupid, but
Hmm.
um, like I'm very emotionally sound for the most part, and I'm also good at stupid entertaining shit like juggling
Yeah.
and like tech decking. I could yo-yo pretty all right. Just like shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, I can't do Rubik's cubes. A lot of people assume I can because like
They think you're a cuber.
bro, motherfuckers think I'm a cuber. I'm like I've never bro, I can't do like a 3 by 3 like I'm ass.
You're not logic.
I'm not. Like I'm not gonna freestyle to you while I'm like this is not I'm not good at it. I don't have the brain power.
So, what's your favorite like video game, or what do you at least consider your favorite video game like recently?
Let's see.
I do know in the Karma Mob Volume 1, you guys talked about Elden Ring at the start, which I thought was funny.
Elden Ring slaps. Oh, okay. I know what it is. It's Cyberpunk.
Mm,
Cyberpunk 2077. I think that game's like world building um is like the best. I also just love like the aesthetic of it. It's really cool. And the story and all of that shit. There's just so much to do. I'm very excited for the next Cyberpunk game they're working on, the Cyberpunk Orion. That's gonna
yeah,
be dope.
that's really cool. Uh, the way I phrase this next question is a little silly. Do you think
It's
you
okay.
can take a set off of me in Third Strike?
Okay. How cracked are you at Third Strike? Because I know trans girls do not play about Third
About their
Strike.
fighting, they don't play about their fighting games. I personally, I actually have not played Third Strike that much. I play a lot of other fighting games. I literally live and die by fighting games, but Third Strike, I
Mm.
don't, I haven't played that much. But
I
I play
think because
Akuma.
I know, I think because I know like the combos of Third Strike, I feel like I could smack you in Third Strike.
All
But
right,
I feel like if you really if you fuck with fighting games like that, I feel like if you really locked in on Third Strike for like 2 weeks, you'd be able to hand my ass to me in like 2 weeks flat.
yeah.
I'm
I
not
think,
that good.
I think that shit would
I just
be,
talk a lot of shit.
I think that shit would be funny to see.
Yeah, man. Fucking run it.
All right, three more questions. Do you
Got you.
think that people obsess over the fact that you're transgender?
Yes. And I not even like yeah. I mean like it's it's cool that I wouldn't even say that because it's like I don't know, being trans for me sucked. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
found out I was trans, like it made me happy that I had a name for it, but it still was a shitty thing. Like I felt like it was I felt bad about it. Like I felt gross. I felt like different from other people. I felt um I felt really weird and fucked up, and sometimes I still do because like not that I'm different to other people. That's like whatever. I'm always going to be like that. More so in the way of like, I still have like issues with how I look sometimes and like issues with how I sound or um small things, you know what I mean? Um way less prominent that they were back in the day. But like um I don't like to focus on it very much. Like as much as it may sound like I do in my music, in real life I don't talk about it very much because it's just like it makes me sad.
Yeah.
That's why I make music about it. It's a thing I wish, like, if ideally, if like I had a choice, I would not be trans. The shit sucks. It makes me sad. Like
Hmm.
it gives me issues, like body issues. It gives me like a bunch of shit. Um, but unfortunately, that is how it is. And I don't think being trans is like gross or anything. I think it is beautiful if you can find ways to cope with it. But just a lot of people thinking of me as like, you're the trans rapper. It's
Oh,
like, no,
that
I'm a
shit's
rapper. I'm a rapper
yeah.
who happens to be trans. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
oh my God,
I don't want to be like a spokesperson for the trans community because I don't even feel like I'm a part of that community. You know what I mean? I didn't do voice training. I didn't do all like the insanely hard work. I got on hormones, but like I didn't do a lot of like the um I don't know. I guess it does like sound like I'm just being like I'm not trans enough. But like it's more just
no, that's a
me.
real feeling though, like especially
Yeah,
like just like, oh
it's
man, all of these other people are like gayer than me and I don't know why.
yeah. I mean, it's like I don't even I don't know. It's less of that and more of me being like I feel like I can't speak for giving me that responsibility to speak for that many people, especially that marginalized of a group. That's a lot of pressure. And
Mhm.
it's like I'm only one person. So when people are like when people kind of cuz like there are a lot of trans girls who I've seen who are like Brokie makes the trans community look bad.
Oh, that's mean.
Very. But like can I blame them?
I don't
No.
know. I think though,
Like
like
that's how they
that
feel.
sure. I think ultimately no one should be able to speak for multiple people without their consent at the end of the day because it's
Exactly.
kind like e- like if we had like something like crazy in common but we don't like each other, I don't want you to speak for me no matter what
Exactly.
because our opinions are different. Like if I don't like you as a human, I don't want you to
Mhm.
speak and like unfortunately not everyone's going to get along. Like even if like you have a crazy similar like experience that should bond you together like being queer or this or that, you're just not going to like someone for like any numerous amount of reasons. You don't want to be associated with them. I do think it's
Yeah, exactly.
unfortunate that people would go and they would be like, "Wow, ISSBROKIE, the rapper, makes all trans people look bad." Because I don't think you're doing anything like wrong. Like,
I mean, I'm me, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't like me, including trans people. Um, because, you know, I don't, you know, I'm one person. Everybody like I have flaws. I say mean shit sometimes. I handle things incorrectly sometimes. I think about things in the wrong way. I'm wrong a lot. And a lot of people are less patient with people being wrong. So I think a lot of the time, if I fuck up in an old song and I say something offensive that I didn't even know was like offensive like that, um, like a lot of people will be like, "Wow, so much for being like an inclusive person,"
yeah,
and I'll just be
the
like, "Dude,
thing is though is
I'm
that
one
like
person."
everyone fucks up so much more than they probably realize. Love okay. I
When
love
you have everybody calling out when you fuck up,
mhm.
you're like, "Oh, I fuck up a lot."
Yeah.
But
I love GNX front to back with my whole heart, but it is weird that in the very first song, Kendrick Lamar does say a word that is kind of like you're not really supposed to say, and
mhm.
it's like, and people are just like, yeah, man. this is awesome. And it's like, and anyone who calls it out as like, hey man, those people don't want to be referred to that anymore. They're like, oh, you're a fucking loser who like over nitpicks. And it's like, we just want to have a conversation like about
Mhm.
like accountability. Um,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, like
yeah.
and I think people take it too far sometimes, for sure. Like, there's a difference between letting someone know and literally like trying to drag them through the mud.
Be like, burn them at the stake. I don't know. I've never been like a, and I hate, dude. The day you catch me being like, cancel me, I don't care. Fucking kill me. That's not me anymore. That's
Yeah,
like,
that's
kill
the
me.
virus.
Hire Luigi. Get me out of here. Um, because I'm not. That's like that's not that's not like what I stand for at all. I think people should be held accountable
Mhm,
for what they say and do. But me being like the trans rapper in a lot of people's eyes, like I did not choose to be that. And I think a lot of people think because sometimes I am like, you know what? I am trans and that's fine. I think a lot of people think I'm like a trans activist. And I'm like, dude, I'm barely confident in myself. Like
yeah.
I can't be that for people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um and
And
it's a lot of pressure.
I think just because you're popular and part of a group, that doesn't mean that you have like, the same authority or thoughts as other people.
Exactly.
Or it also shouldn't categorize you. Like we shouldn't be calling Tyler the Creator the bisexual rapper, because not
Mhm.
only does it diminish them as a person, it's also ultimately irrelevant. I mean, I
Yeah.
think the fact that you're trans doesn't like impact your music. It has stuff in it about being trans, but you make the music regardless.
It's like I'm making the music about being me. I
Mhm.
happen to be a person who is trans. That doesn't mean that I am like my whole thing is that I'm trans, you know? It sucks. It sucks when people treat it like that. But like
Especially because you don't even call attention to it that much. Like, you're not even like trying to be known as that. It's just like, hey guys,
I'm
it's
not.
like, it's over here on the side, and that's.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be known as a good rapper, you
Mhm.
know? I want people to it's like, "Oh, you're trans," the same way they would be like, "Oh, you fuck with like Evangelion." Like
Yeah, it's
something
just
that casual.
it's it's in your blood. It's in your
Yeah,
DNA. You can't change it. And
exactly.
I think it sucks when people make a big deal out of stuff like that. Uh, and I can't. I mean, I can't help but have just like sympathy for the fact that like, yeah, I mean, it does suck to be categorized and have people like focus on that and make it like a point of discussion. Whatever, it's like, bro, I'm just trying to like do my own shit.
Exactly. No, you're spitting. Thank you
Uh,
for understanding.
so with that, I mean, part of the conversation kind of drifted into this territory. Do you think that like a lot of trans people like look up to you in some kind of way, or like expect or like have like really tight like emotions to like your songs?
Yeah, and I think that's what I mean by a lot of trans people have turned out to be like Brokie's supporting trans people wrong. Brokie's not like trans in the right way. Um is I'm very comfortable, not all the way, but I'm pretty comfortable with myself, you know? Like especially like I feel like like at my age being young, um like right now, I feel like that like a lot of people my age are in the opposite boat where they're very uncomfortable with themselves and need people to like gravitate towards to feel like something like a character on a TV show. They're like, all right, well, I'm gonna take their personality and that's me now.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I see a person on TV or in like a game I like who acts a certain way, and that's like a role model to me now. And I think people see that with me sometimes where they'll be like, you know, Brokie's so like I don't give a fuck about shit, or like Shteppi's so herself openly. Um, but like I'm also struggling. I'm depressed. I'm making music about being depressed.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't think I'm somebody people should look up to because I fuck up a lot. But somebody's parents could feel the same way. Um,
Yeah,
so I think that people look up to me. Um, but I'm not intentionally trying to have people look up to me. I don't know. It's complicated. It's weird.
sure. I mean, ultimately, the goal is to get popular, and that ultimately means that that is just a side effect, right, of
Not
being
even, dude.
popular.
Goal is to make good music. I don't. If I get popular from making
Well, sure. I mean,
cool
you
shit.
said your ultimate goal was to make money and live off your music, which you said you were able to do.
Hmm.
So I
Exactly.
guess in
Like
that
my
way, you've done that.
yeah. It's not even like my ultimate goal for real. That's just one of them. Like
Hmm.
I have a lot of goals. I have like that definitely was a goal to live off money or live off money from music, which like I'm doing right now. It's fucking dope and awesome. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Um, but there's also like I don't know. I think a lot of people are very drawn to the creative side of what I do, like the art.
Hmm.
Less of the aesthetic, less of what I talk about, more of just like what's physically there. It's a bunch of music and it's a bunch of drawings. Um, I think people resonate with that a lot, um, and less with me as a person. So when me as a person like says or does something that they wouldn't do, they take it as like an attack on themselves because they associate themselves with that art that I created.
Yeah. Do you think
And
part of that comes from the fact that ISSBROKIE is a character and like an over
mhm,
exaggeration of many different aspects so that
yeah,
it doesn't reflect anything that you really believe all that much?
yeah, because like people could look at the Isbroki character and be like, "OMG, she's so me," you know? Because like I do that with characters, fucking like
Mhm. Eat hot chip and
I
lie.
type shit. I always like whenever I'm like watching a show, um, I'm always like if there's a character I relate to at all, fucking Evangelion. I was watching it, fucking like Asuka. I was like, bro, she's so me. I'm
Mhm.
understood. It's on a TV.
Finally, my true tsundere like queen that represents
Bars,
me specifically.
bars. Like you know, you attach yourselves to things like that
Hmm.
and like personalities that are written and they're fake. Um, but you're like, oh my god, that's me.
Yeah.
Um, but then like I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird relationship that I have with people online because they like me, then they don't. Then they could re-like me, and then they could be like, no, this is why you were an asshole, and that's fine, you
Yeah.
know.
People come and go.
Mhm.
And obviously, as you gain people in your life and meet people, hopefully most of them are cool and they will continue to support you and not just like fall away. But
Yeah, most of the time, unless I'm specifically saying I'm selling something to you, I'm just a like just a chick online who is expressing herself and somehow is getting money from it.
yeah,
Like
I mean,
it's a mystery to me too.
yeah,
Uh,
must just be a lot of people that resonate there.
yeah, it's cool.
And the final
It's a little
question,
overwhelming,
I'm sure it is overwhelming.
a little bit.
This question, I mean, it's kind of a goofy one. If there's a single artist right now, no holds barred, You just walk up to them, ask if they want to do a song with you, and they say yes. Who is it?
100 gex, probably. Yeah,
That's fire.
100 gex or McGee, or yeah, I think just those two.
Yeah. Is it cool
100
if
gex.
I talk about my dream collab?
Of course, go
Uh,
for it.
I want Eric DOA, but not Eric. I want Dante Red. I think that would be fucking gas. I
Dante
fucking
Red is sick.
I love Dante Red so much. It's
He stopped doing that, right? Or am I tripping?
he said he was gonna return to it.
Oh,
I know there
interesting.
he stopped doing it. I don't know if you know the story why he stopped. He stopped because his label was like, you can't release music without telling us.
Hmm.
Um, so he kind of was
That's
like,
ass.
yeah, but I know that he was like getting a new label or some shit so he'd be able to do Dante Red again. I'm not like fully engrossed in it. I just fuck with the music. Like
Hmm.
as much as I like Eric DOA, I like Dante Red just as much. So
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I love that shit. Well, hopefully you don't mind that I just used 3 hours of your time. Holy fuck.
Holy fuck, that was 3 hours?
Apparently, it's 2:48 for me right now, and we started at like 12.
Good God.
I hope you enjoyed yourself. That was really, really, really
Dude,
fun.
that was a great, great conversation. Thank you for um having me. I fucking I'm very flattered by everything that was said. And I'm very happy that you like I'm very happy that um you're as understanding of a person that you are, instead of just like firing off questions or just like um shit like that. Like, you actually we had a conversation.
Yeah,
Um
because I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's cooler to have a conversation with someone you look up to or like rather than ask them some questions because that would be ass. You would be bored.
Definitely. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. Thank you for doing what you do and making what you make. You're a very cool person.
I really appreciate that. I think you're fucking sick as shit. That's why I made a 2 hour video.
I know,
Uh,
dude. That's still mind blowing to me that
but you
you're
know,
crazy.
they say like you don't meet your idols, but I don't know. Like every time I've met someone that I like, they're pretty cool.
I mean, shit. I might be an asshole to some people, so meet me with caution. Just be cool.
But I know for sure that this channel is definitely gonna have a lot more Shteppi shit in it probably at this point.
Hell yeah, dude.
Um,
Thank you.
but yeah, I appreciate you taking some time to talk to a peasant like me.
You're not a peasant. You make really cool shit.